So today I'm working on the Warped Blacksmith Challenge for April, which is the Warped Fool. I think that's it. Warped Fool, yeah. Challenge. The idea is that you use your wrong hand. So I'm right-handed, so got to use my left hand for forging. And the idea is you do something that you know and love, something that you can make all day, every day in your sleep. And for me, well, it's nothing but J-hooks, man. I do them at summer camp with the Scouts, and making them all week long for 5 weeks straight. Got like 70 Scouts a week. So divided by 2 blacksmiths. What is that? 70 divided by 2, that'd be about 35 J-hooks a week, man. Let me tell you, you get used to doing something if you do it 35 times a week, every week for 5 weeks straight. So, I can make them in my sleep. I just did a batch of them. I don't have any out here right now to show you. But with my right hand, I've got them down to about 20 minutes straight. 20 minutes a hook, man. Can turn them out pretty quickly. So we'll have to see how long it takes when I'm using my left hand. So actually, this is the first video I'm filming with my new phone, Galaxy S9. And I've actually got a tripod too, with my nicely attached car mount. So, with that in mind, should probably keep it on the anvil. One of my next blacksmithing videos is probably going to be making my J-hooks with the normal hand. Just kind of to give you a full comparison, because 20 minutes for a video is not that long, so I might as well just do it straight. Let's see, what else is there? I think that's about it for now, so just going to bring the fire up to heat. I found it starts real easy. I've got about like 5 gallons of used gasoline. Well, not used, obviously. Old, ancient gasoline that I got in a couple old jerry cans from an auction. So I use that to help light my forge to begin with. Throw a handful of charcoal in the bottom. Douse it with the old gasoline, let her rip. And then just pile the old coke and breeze on afterwards. Makes a good smoke show, though. Alright, because discombobulated with the new camera setup and whatnot, forgot that the first operation in making this J-hook is supposed to be done cold, so it feels hot already. And anyways, first I'm gonna, wrong hand. First I'm gonna take 4.5 inches, which would be about 4.5, which would be about there. Man, this is weird. I've done one backhanded before, out of curiosity. I'm probably blocking your view. It's just an edge block that I made because, as you can see, my edges are pretty well chowdered. All I'm doing is kind of marking out where the 4.5 inches is. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get that nice and toasty. And I'm going to switch hammers because, well, that 4-pounder is a little heavy for me. A weak hand. Man, this is one of those times where I kind of wish I had a gas forge. You know, I love working with my coal forge, and ain't nothing like the smell of coal in the morning. But here, just with the filming and whatnot. Anyways, first step, put a taper on it. Okay, you're probably not going to be able to see a single dang thing. Maybe I should have I usually start with a small taper, and then I draw it, then start from the back and draw it towards the front. Well, I don't have my can to collect the scale. I need to go get that. that back in the fire, give it a little bit of air. Keep it warm. Turn you off and then run grab the scale container. Yeah, I think that's the best I can do for now. Yeah, I really don't have this. I don't really have a good spot to put you so you can see me when I'm swinging lefty. So this has got to do. And I'll keep it pull again. So I've got that. Man, this ain't my 2 heats for a square taper that I normally get. This might take a while. I'm gonna use the 4-pounder and see if I can't move things a little better. Put my anti-rattle chain on. At least I got a nice bit of smoke building up. Well, there's not a lot of wind chill, smoke going right up the chimney. This 4-pounder is my main forging hammer. I've got the one side dressed. It's actually a Harbor Freight. Oh God, rhombus. Harbor Freight Special. I moved it a lot better, but God, not as strong in this arm. Not by a long shot. Last time I did this, there was a moment when it like all just kind of clicked together. When I could do it, I was just not strong enough. There we go, that's pretty close. This should be, I think, 2 inches. I think. I don't remember exactly. Man, that 4-pound gets heavy. Oh, let's see. 4-inch taper. So I'm a little shy. About 1 inch shy. Let's see. It's supposed to be a 4-inch taper. Need to, yeah, got about 1 inch to go. So I'm not sure how long I can hold up with that. I'm gonna switch it up. Gotta remember to let the hammer do the work. I'm still not good on my hammer control. And I'm standing up higher so the anvil is effectively lower because there's like a hill right over here. I'm effectively, the anvil is effectively lower compared to me than where I normally forge. So I might hurt my back after a while. Where am I at? What? Same spot? Did I measure wrong before? I don't know. Take a moment and grab all of this. I'm going to switch and try and make the most of it. There you go. Need to draw that tip out a little farther, I think. Just kind of planishing and playing with it. Let's see where we're at. I should really just put this over here. Actually, we're right about there. Pretty close. I'm going to take that tip out a little more, one more heat, and move on from there. I have a low heat, but rhombosoidal, but not terrible. Something fell. Oh. About a half-inch shy? Yeah, about a half-inch shy. Whatever. I'm going with it. That's too many heats for my liking. Ooh, helps to use the correct side of the hammer. Alright, next step is going to be square it up back to the marks, and then lop it off. Man, I wish I sounded more interesting when I'm talking. You gotta remember, I'm talking to people. I was paid a really good compliment once when I was doing an impromptu speech for a friend of mine at his Eagle ceremony. Afterwards, one of the people that was there actually came up to me and told me I had a good speaking voice, or my voice, I should be on radio or something. I didn't know after that I've been paying attention. I think I do sound alright when I'm talking to a large group of people. When I'm just talking to like a camera and there's no audience there, it's kind of hard to remember to put a lot of inflection in it. I'm just kind of like mumbling like I mumble to myself. Well, I don't know. Gotta remember to try and keep it interesting. And not put you all to death. Or to sleep. Even worse, put you to sleep. Helps to get it nice and toasty. Ooh, hammer control's bad with this hand. That's pretty close. Not bad, got that done in one heat. Oh, arm's tired though. Don't have anvil back here. Should flip my anvil around. As I understand it, farriers work on it the other way with the horn on their left side. Not sure why, because the pistol hole is closer on this side. Well, I guess it gives you some support when punching. I don't know. I like it on the right-hand side. I like it on my right. So I work over the flat more often. I'm not a farrier because I don't like getting kicked. And horses are nice and all, but I like my front teeth. Let's see, for this next trick, I'll be wanting to cut it off from the with the hot cut. Just punch it down the hardy hole. That sounds like a good idea. So I'll need a hot cut. Now, Black Bear Forge actually made a video, and I think he said that this is a hardy tool. I mean, as in the hot cut is what's referred to as the hardy. Other tools go in the hardy hole, but the hole was made for this, the hardy tool. I don't know if I'm saying that right or whatnot, but I think that was the gist of it. You know, I'm actually looking at my hole. I think it was actually punch crooked, like off by a couple degrees. I'm not sure. I have to take a straight edge to that sometime. I noticed that there's a whole bunch of us blacksmiths on YouTube, and we got a pretty good community going. I mean, most of my videos are on my Land Rover, but I am a blacksmith, and I've participated in a lot of live streams and whatnot for other actually blacksmithing channels. One thing I noticed is we've got a lovely community of people out there, a really great group of guys. So I figured, hey, why not actually make a group on Facebook dedicated to YouTube blacksmiths? So I went ahead and did that. And so that was all fine and dandy. It's still there. It's a good group, not very active. I wish it was more active. Got a good number of smiths out there. But the trouble is, well, not the trouble, but just not very active. And a lot of the posts I are seeing nowadays are, hey, check out my new video, and then post a link to it. And that's not exactly what I envisioned. I kind of saw making collaborations and whatnot, helping people out with, you know, YouTube tips and tricks, and just general smithing advice between us YouTube creators that happen to be blacksmiths. But anyways, that ran aside. Jason from HOJ Forge, he made a post in our blacksmithing group, and it was really interesting. He was talking about, he made a pair of tongs for a subscriber of his. I think his name is Billy. And, you know, Billy has a passion for the craft and loves it, but he could never get himself, could never figure out how to make a good set of blacksmithing tongs. He was really struggling with it, so Jason helped him out by making him a pair of tongs out of the kindness of his heart. That kind of gave him an idea. What if we did something like paying it forward? You know, there's that program, well, not really a program, but a movement where, you know, if you're at like a drive-thru, you pay for like the next couple people's meal. Like you give them a 20 and say, keep the change, use it to pay the next couple guys at the drive-thru, and your only instruction is for that whoever's next, pay for the next guy, and so on and so forth. Kind of paying it forward, a little bit of kindness in this world. And he was like, well, why can't we do that blacksmithing style, you know? I make a pair of tongs for Billy. When Billy gets good at making tongs or whatever else, he can go ahead and pay it forward, or forge it forward, as it became known. Ooh. Forging it forward onto the next guy. And that's kind of how forging it forward was born. And then I had the idea, you know, that's a brilliant idea. Well, if we make a group, another Facebook group dedicated, it can help put us in contact with smiths that need it. Actually, no, that wasn't my idea. That was Jason's idea. My idea was, in the blacksmithing community, Keith Fenner does this program called What's in Your Toolbox? It's a giveaway. Basically to help a machinist use a whole bunch of tools that originally Keith didn't need and were sitting around in the back of his toolbox. And that's kind of grown to, it's an annual giveaway. And where I learned about it was, I watch a bunch of machining videos, and I got that from my dad. Where I saw it a lot was a bunch of the YouTube machinists actually got together, well, not got together, but went ahead and made videos where they actually made new tools to go into the giveaway. And I thought, hey, we're blacksmiths. Making tools is what we do. And that's kind of where the idea of the anvil giveaway, well, it's not an actual anvil, it's the anvil program, part of Forging It Forward. We're also going to have a hammer program where it's the individual tools, like what Jason did that kind of got the whole ball going in the first place. You know, you need one tool, you kind of put your name in on a list, and then if someone can make that tool proficiently, they make it and send it out to you out of the kindness of their heart. And I'm using the wrong hand. Which side? Which side? That side and this side. There goes my heat. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm busy yakking about Forging It Forward. I put like a little finial at the end of my hooks, my personal hooks. At camp, we actually make another hook on the back side, but it's not just like, it's not an S hook, it's still a J hook, because the hook on the other side is actually more of a bracket that goes onto top of a door frame. Or at camp, our tents have a center ridge pole that kind of holds up the top of the tent. And well, we were tired of having kids with drive hooks poking holes in our tents, and I'm sure parents were getting tired of kids with drive hooks poking holes in their walls. So we kind of ended the drive hooks and started making just plain J hooks with the bracket. See, for me, the bracket isn't very useful, so I make a spade or a leaf shape, almost like a finial on the top. Flatten it out, spread this out like a normal leaf, and then from there I'll drill a hole in it for a screw, just to mount into the wall or whatever someone wants to do. Alright, so that being said, now I'm just working on the leaf. Back to Forging It Forward. Where was I on that? So we've got the big toolbox giveaway, and that thing has grown out of proportion, man. A couple of YouTube blacksmiths have taken up the, well, they haven't really taken up anything. A couple of YouTube blacksmiths have made videos, or we mentioned it. Roy from Christ Center to Ironworks didn't make any specific video for us, well, showcasing us, but he's dropped our name regularly in several live streams. And I think he actually mentioned us in one of his normal videos. And I know Dennis from TF in the Shop made a video, a completely dedicated video on us. I think the title is A New Resource for Beginners. And, which was amazing. But the problem was, we had about 500, oh man, that's loud. We had about 500 members when that video went live, and we literally just got an explosion of people joining our group. I think we had about 500 members to start out with, and by the end of that day we broke 1,000, so we like literally doubled our number thanks to Dennis's video. Now, our other admins, James from County Line Forge, has also done a couple videos with us. I think, I'm not sure if Heath has made it. All of our admins actually have YouTube channels at various states of accomplishment. There's me, ScienceAct77, as you know if you're watching this. Heath at Shepherd's Forge. Jason not at County Line, that's James. James is at County Line Forge. Jason at HOJ Forge. Let's see who. So that's James, Heath, Jason, me, Tian. I think that's how he says it. I like it better. He said just call him Christian, but I like Tian better because it's different. His is, I believe, I don't remember what his is. I'll link that down in the description. Sorry, John, about that. But, and then there's, okay, let's see. James, Jason, Heath, who am I forgetting? Jonathan Mickle at Pickled Hammered Forge. Now, I'm not sure if he's got a video up yet by the time I watch this. He's made a couple videos and sent them to us for review, and maybe you should stop doing that and just produce one, because every time we give him some feedback and, constructive criticism, and he goes back and changes it to make it better. So I think we've got a group of good guys in the admin group. You should definitely check out all of their channels. And if you're interested, definitely check out Forging It Forward. Now, as I said before, this is for the Warp Blacksmith Challenge. That's another group, Facebook group. If you're a blacksmith, you should totally check it out and join it. Basically a challenge every month. Do something different. And, there's the regular submissions, like kind of what I'm doing, and then there's warp challenges. Like in the past, it's been like a hammer was one of them. I didn't actually join the group until like the day before that video was due. Which, I mean, I guess I could have done that because I'm making this the day before this is due. This is Friday. Well, 2 days. April 1st is the due date for them. But, anyways, it's a monthly thing, and there's the warp challenge, there's the warped entries, and then the normal entries. Warped entries can be, anything. And a guy actually made a hammer. Well, he called it a hammer. Using a log from a fire pit. He literally took like I think it was like a spud bar, and hammered it into a burning log from the fire pit and called it a hammer. He whacked some stuff with it, dude. That was hilarious. So anyone can do it. And then Juan from Warped Legacy goes ahead and makes a compilation video on it. A little big for that curly Q. Still good enough. And this lefty is a bit of a mind boggle. I don't know if you can see the horn, just kind of truing stuff up. I usually try to do as much of it as I can over the edge of the anvil. I just think it's more efficient or effective than trying to wrap it around the horn. I don't know, I like it. Something different. But for this one, hard to get it nice and even because I don't have the practice that my right hand does. Yeah, it's close enough for me. A little lopsided, but hey, what you gonna expect? Actually, a little short on the first curve. Usually I bring that back farther and around. Oh well. Gonna heat the spine of this thing and give her a twist, and I think that'll be it. I haven't been timing this either because I'm filming it on my phone. Yeah, you are still filming. Good. Let's see, what are you at? 29 minutes, so only about 10 minutes longer right about now. So one more good heat. Oh, I need to get my twisting wrench out. While I'm yakking, might as well clean it up a bit. Let me get the scale off of here first. Twisting wrench. Arm to net already. Hooks on the fire, that's it. Put this in the vise. Okay, speed is of the essence. Time is of the essence. That's bigger. I need to make it smaller. Oh crap, she's dark. And I'll call that good because didn't bend all the way down. Call it straight-ish. A little tweaking. And the trick is, with these things, it's a bit difficult. The left hand. Well, that's out of view. The trick with these things is you got to get them with the twist. The corners actually line up farther out than the flats do. So if you lay it flat, can you see that the top is elevated? So kind of got to bend that side down to fit. And it kind of ends up being more of like an arch in the middle of here. I know some people use a wooden mallet and a block of wood to do that so it doesn't damage the twist. And you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to break the edges on this whole thing. It's gonna be sharp. Oh well. Is what it is. I think that came out quite nice. Give her a good brushing. No idea what the time stamp is on this right now. Let's see. It was like about 30 minutes on the last one. We got about 3 minutes. Let's call it 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Especially if I wasn't filming this that much faster, which is not bad. Well, that's 50% longer. Because I normally crank these things out 20 minutes a pop. You know, when I was in preschool, I think, I'm not 100% sure if it's true, but I think I remember being really confused, or at least feeling really confused, about which hand I was supposed to do everything with. Because no one ever tells you which hand to use. So, you know, I'd color with my right hand, color with my left hand, suck at doing both, because I was young and I couldn't even color inside the lines. It's amazing how trivial things seemed exorbitantly complicated back then. Anyways, I think I remember. I'm going to say I do. I remember being in preschool and just deciding, you know what, I'm going to use this hand, and just arbitrarily choosing that. So I want to say I was ambidextrous back then, but I'm not now. That's a little twisted. Just a little bit of twisting here and there I've not had a problem with. The end. You know, just the slightest of tweaks. Nothing major. Yeah, that looks good. So, I mean, using my left hand, I don't know. it's not exactly natural, but I mean, even forging this, my last one, something just clicked after a certain point. I guess this one kind of did too. I don't know. I'm just rambling on now. I don't know. Can you see this? Let's see. Got that all more or less in frame. Yeah, left-handed J-hook. Leaf's a little bit rough, but I'm still not the best at making those. It's not my worst leaf. Not by a long shot. Not my worst J-hook either. First J-hook I made actually for the merit badge myself was way worse than that. Let's see. Still don't trust this thing. Ooh, look, got a little fancy lighting. Sun's poking out a little bit. There we go. One left-handed J-hook. Guess I'll just ask you to check out Forging It Forward. If you're a blacksmith on YouTube, come join my group, YouTube Blacksmith community. Let's see, what other group? Warp Challenge. You can't miss the Warp Challenge. Let's see, is she hot? Still too hot? Oh, not too bad. Yeah, I got a slight warp in it. Okay, it's the Warp Challenge. It's got a slight warp in it. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Have a good one. Love the smell of Coke. Love the smell of Coke in the evening. I've got a Coke addiction here. There she goes. Filling up my hood. Will she flash over soon? Pretty close. She's going good today. There we go. All right, is that all in focus more or less? Let's see. There. You even still recording? Looks like you are. Good. You even recording me yakking still? Hey, you are? Cool. Oh, I'm also in a group called, also an admin in a group called Forging It Forward. And our mission is basically, Jason at well, let me backtrack here. Jason at HOJ4 well, let me go back to the beginning here. So, I think it is actually Heap of Jeep, I believe. But he goes by HOJ anyways. Get that buried in there. Get you justified. Ooh. I forgot how nice the manual zoom is. No, I want manual focus. I guess the narrow field lens doesn't do that. Oh. Well, I want you to be in focus, so I'm going to go ahead and stop you and come back. I know I'm rambling a bit. all over the place. This is unscripted totally, and I'm not very good at just talking on a whim. So, there's that collected. I'm not even really paying attention to what I say, because when I pay attention to what I say, I end up saying and and not saying a whole lot of much. A whole lot of much? Not saying a whole lot. Alright, well, I guess manual focus I need to play around with some more. So I just couldn't get it sharp. It's on auto, it's just an auto mode now, so see how that goes. Hope the focus doesn't go in and out and in and out. Alright, guess I gotta pack this all up. You know, okay, so let's see. A lot of blacksmiths have, YouTube blacksmiths have a, I don't remember what it's called. It's like a closing, you know. Sort of like, thank you for visiting Warped Legacy. Or, stay humble. But I really don't have one. Guess I'll just ask you to, now I'm thinking about what I'm saying and I'm not coming up with anything.